Hello guys, happy Valentine's Day. I'm Justin JT, and today for the Valentine's Day special, I'm doing a recount on the mysterious terrain. Cause the reason I'm doing a recount is that the original kill count, to be honest, is the worst video that I've ever made. And no hate to it. It was made in a time when I wasn't great at editing, and now an entire year later, I've decided to give it justice by covering it again. Mysterious Terrain was made by Silky Poo OJT. The video's about a couple boarding a plane back to the America, but lands in mysterious territory. So without further ado, if a couple lands in mysterious terrain, will it give us some mysterious kills? Let's find out and get to the kills. We get a title card. The video begins with a shot of the airport as the camera zooms in to the couple as the dude says that he's starting to miss Japan, as his girlfriend agrees and says that those places were awesome. Also, someone please tell him in the background that the Zorin treatment isn't allowed in airports, as he says that places like Arashiyama and Shirakawa are his go-to-again list. And to the people who don't know where those two places are, Arashiyama is a district on the western outskirts of Kyoto, Japan. It also refers to the mountain across the Yae River, which forms a backdrop to the district. And Shirakawa, or the Shirakawa River, is a river in Kyoto Prefecture, Japan. The river originates in the foothills of Mount Hiei on the outskirts of Kyoto, and says that they should come again next time, as she says that they can't wait to try their food again, and says that she's addicted to the food. An announcement says that passengers should begin boarding. He then turns around and says that it's time to say goodbye to Japan, and asks her if she's ready to fly back home, as she says, I guess so, as people start to board the plane. Where's his face? As the cabin crew greets the couple as they start to board the plane, as the other passengers look at them. For some reason, fade to black, as a cabin member welcomes them to Skylax and tells them to go this way, as we get a shot of the plane, as we get a shot of the fasten seatbelt signal, as the cabin lady says that you please fasten your seatbelts at this time, as the camera moves back, and a voice saying that they also ask that your seats and table trays are in the upright position for takeoff, as she says that it's time to go home, as we get a shot of the plane taking off into the sky, as the dude says that sky seems gloomy, as she assures him they should be fine and that they would have checked the weather before takeoff. As he asks if she's worried, she says that if the pilots aren't worried, so is he, as he says that she's a brave one and that's what he loves about her. But wait, hold up, is that Builder Man? As we get a fade to black, we then get a shot of outside the plane. It probably got the cameraman like,
yo, we got the shot, bro. Great, can't wait.
As we see him sleeping on the plane. We then get a close-up shot of him sleeping. He then wakes up to all the creepy smiles. As a jump scare, blinked and nothing happened. He then looks in shock as he frantically asks her if she saw that, and she asks to see what, and he said those passengers that were on board, and says that if she thinks if there's something off about them, but she says that they seem fine to her, and asks if he's okay. A voice then tells them due to bad weather, the plane will be diverted to a nearby terrain, and to fasten their seatbelts, and apologies for the inconvenience. As we get a zoomed in shot of the island, as she asks if that's the place, or as I like to call it, Wake Island, and says that it seems kind of eerily, as he looks at the window and says that they're about to stay there for the night. The plane then lands on the island's airway. The voice says that the seatbelt sign has turned off, and to please alight in an orderly manner, as they say that they will start to take off once the weather has been cleared for tomorrow, and thanks them for flying with Skylax. She then says that it is bad. He agrees with her. Fade to black. We then see the passengers in the empty airport. She then asks him if they will be alright, cause she has a bad feeling all of a sudden. He then assures her that they'll be alright and to get some rest before they return home tomorrow, as we get some shots of the rest of the passengers sleeping in the airport. Fade to black. He then wakes up, and then wakes up his girlfriend up as well. She then asks what time is it?
It's muffin time!
Not now, muffin. He says that it's already morning. The two then turn around to see the plane has arrived. She then turns around to see no one else are in the airport. She then asks him where are the rest of the passengers, and asks what she means, as the camera moves to show the empty airport, as the air lady says good morning and that they're ready for takeoff, and to come forward. She then asks her where are the other passengers. She then asks what she means, and asks if aren't they the only two passengers. He then says that it's impossible cause they were with them. She then repeats that they are the only two passengers on the flight, and tells them that there isn't anyone else that they saw on the plane, and asks if they were dreaming, as the camera moves to show the empty seats. Then the plane takes off. He then says that he doesn't get it. He then says that they saw them last night. She then says if there's something wrong with them, and thinks if something bad going to happen. He then says that he's so confused right now, and asks if they're actually dreaming, and she thinks it because they're just too tired from the constant traveling. Even he hopes so. As the camera moves to show the sky fade to black, cut to 3 hours later, we then get a zoomed in shot of the plane. We then see her sleeping. She then wakes up to see that they're back at the island. She then wakes him up and tells him to look out the window. He then looks out the window to see that they're back at the island. She then asks why they're back here. We then see the pilot as the co-pilot asks the pilot if they just crossed the same terrain, as the main pilot says that it's impossible and says to just turn back and to follow the direction closely this time. They then turn the plane around. They're then relieved that the plane turned back. Cut to 3 hours later, we then see her sleeping again. She then wakes up to see that they're back at the island again. She then looks in confusion. She then wakes him up again. He then looks out the window to see again. As he looks out in shock that they're back at the island again, we then see the co-pilot tell the pilot that they have a situation. As the pilot says that they're back there again, the co-pilot then says that he'll contact the base and asks if there's anyone there and to please respond, and tells them that it's Captain Lee and asks if they could hear him. The pilot tells him that they've lost communication. Lee then asks what they should do now. They then look at something as we see a red dot appearing on the map. As they both look in shock as the plane goes down, the video ends with some text saying that the plane went missing and that search parties have tried to look for the disappearance of the plane, but as of now they have yet to be found. So that means I'll add Captain Lee and the pilot and the couple that were on board. So that's the end of that video. So how many people died when you land in a mysterious island? Let's find out and get to the numbers. 4 people died in the mysterious terrain, same as the original number of kills from when I first covered it. The victims were 3 male and 1 female, giving us this 3-to-1 ratio pie chart. And with a runtime of about 8 minutes, we get a kill every 2 minutes flat. Obsidian Chainsaw will go to the people who died in the plane crash due to the horror and with it actually falling towards the island. And there won't be a dirt knife. So that's it. The mysterious terrain was posted onto YouTube in August 2023, and it's a great Roblox horror video, and I recommend that y'all should watch it. So I hope y'all have a great Valentine's Day and had a great time watching this recount. So until we meet again, I'm Justin JT, and be fun people.